So we talked about the different attachment styles, and we talked about where it started, World War II, real life experience, and with John Bowlby, and then how in the 70s, Mary Ainsworth contributed to it with our 4 different, what we call attachment styles. And then let's kind of go today with some real world implications that we are doing ourselves. And of course, now we still have war, so there's still going to be plenty of attachment issues with that when it comes to being displaced because of the war, when it comes to the traumatizing aspects of war, if your parents have passed away, or if your parents are just preoccupied because they're just trying to survive, you will have attachment issues with those, as we saw in World War II, right? But what about when we don't have war and it's just us and society is moving along and we have things like cell phones and social media, right? What kind of impacts are we having with social media and parent-child attachment? And I think you can see this in everyday life. I think you probably have family members or friends who spend a lot of time on social media, their cell phones, or even video games. And the attachment issues that are developing now, we are going to see in the future. Not only in the future, the relationship of our children, but probably, to be honest, in the economical value of a society as a whole. Because if we are not secure in ourselves and whole in ourselves, we have a hard time wanting to just do life, and we can get depressed, anxious, have bad relationships, which can then interfere with our work and our ability to make money. But so what impact does this have? First, distraction from parental interaction. So you have excess use of social media by parents nowadays, and this can actually lead to a phenomenon called technoference, right? Just technology and interference put together, where digital distractions interfere with parent-child interactions. So think of this as reduced face-to-face time and engagement, such as eye contact and verbal communication, can weaken the emotional connection necessary for secure attachment. And as we've learned, the emotional aspect of a relationship with your caregiver is just as important as getting your physical needs met, if not more so, right? Because we have people in war-torn countries, and we have people who live in poverty or who are homeless. And as long as these children feel loved and secure, and the majority of their needs are met, and they have a parent they can go to for their issues, for their emotional needs, they may be better off than people raised in a first world country who didn't have any of these emotional needs met. So what about modeling behavior, right? Parents heavily engage in social media, and I want to add video games to this too, may inadvertently model distracted or inattentive behavior. So teaching children that devices, your video games, right, are more important than human interactions. So think about this. Like, if you're around my age, where 20 years ago we didn't have this kind of technology, which by itself does have a lot of amazing qualities, but people were more engaged in a table while they were eating with each other, or more engaged on a bus or in a car. And now we have these social media devices that can distract us and lessen our engagement, which really does lessen our connection. Because even if we have connection online, it is not going to be the connection that we need, which is face-to-face and eye-to-eye connection with the people that we love or respect, that can fulfill our needs in ways that we can't always. And then you have parental responsiveness. So secure attachment develops when parents are consistently responsive to their child's needs. If parents are absorbed in social media, they may miss nonverbal cues or opportunities to comfort or engage the child. So again, I think I did explain one scenario where if you have a young child playing on the floor and you're looking down on your phone distracted, and they're looking at you, they're wanting that eye-to-eye contact. They just want that reassurance that you're there to engage if needed. If you don't engage, they may come up and do something as simple as put their hand on your knee, or maybe they'll throw some toys to try to get your attention. So if they just put their hand on your knee and you're still not giving them attention, they're gonna want to get negative attention to get any attention, right? So they will disrupt you to let you know, hey, I am here. And if you give them negative attention, then we start getting into these really insecure attachment theories, where kids are just doing whatever they can to get attention. And usually it doesn't stop there, right? We are teaching them how to model behavior, how to interact with people in toddler years, then young childhood years, middle school years, and high school years, and then into adulthood. So it's really important that we set down our devices and we actually spend some time really interacting with our children. And even if they come up and bother us when we're on video games or social media, that we learn that these are just things in life and they don't matter. What matters is that relationship you have and how it's going to shape the future of the following generations.